Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing great. Yeah, happy Thursday, right? It's Thursday. Happy Thursday. We're almost at the end of the week, guys. We got this. We can make this work. We can make this happen. So welcome to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. Hit that like button and subscribe, all that good stuff to help support the channel and be more acquainted with me and all that stuff so that we can really tap into your energy and all that good stuff so that we could get locked in, become part of this little soul tribe that we're starting to build. And for those of you who've been rocking with your girl for a bit already, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Greatly appreciate you guys. So without further ado, this is my second pick an emoji reading. I think it went really, really well last week, so I figured I'd give it a whirl again this week. Side note, if you hear the smoke detector, those of you who know, in this house, it happens all the time. I could change the battery over and over, it doesn't matter. So, before somebody be a smart ass on here and be like, oh, you need to change your smoke detector, your battery, your smoke detector, blah, 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 blah. Like, not out of a matter of concern either, but being like an asshole, like somebody's done that before, like, you could hear this and that, but you can't hear that smoke detector. I'm like, fuck you. I guess I can fucking hear it, but it doesn't matter because if it's nothing I can really do about it. Same thing with the electronics that go wonky in my house all the time. It is what it is with what I do. So anyway, like I said, this is a pick an emoji reading. If you look in the pinned comment, the 3 emojis that you can choose from today. I mean, you could look at all of them, but for this live tonight, we are doing a black heart, a white heart, and a mending heart. So you could pick whichever one, and I'm going to do a reading based on each of those, and it's going to be a shadow work reading. I don't necessarily expect for this one to be as popular as last week, just simply because of the fact that shadow work tends to be one of those areas that a lot of people don't want to really touch on that much. So I do hope that, those of you who end up sticking around or whatever, I hope that you get something out of this and enjoy the reading. So with all that said, before I go rambling on too much, we're gonna get started. So let's commence. All right, guys. So to start off, we're going to, like I said, pick, kind of meditate a little bit over those 3 emojis. Like I said, it's the black heart, the white heart, and the mending heart, and pick which one you feel the most drawn to. So I'm gonna give you guys a moment to do that, and then I'm gonna start prepping for the. We asked about AI, and here's what you said. Sorry, guys. Um, we're gonna start prepping, and I hate when commercials come on while I'm doing this. I'm signed into a different account on my smart TV, so sometimes like I don't have to worry about the commercials, and sometimes I do because one of my accounts I pay for, another one I don't. I'm like, really? But yes, you guys can meditate on your my green emoji, and then we're gonna get started. So the first reading will be for those who chose the black heart, and we're gonna look at like the overall energy when it comes to what needs to be known about your shadow work, and then we're gonna like dive a little bit deeper, like where does it maybe stem from, things that you can work on to kind of be in a better position when it comes to um, kind of integrating your light and your dark, so on and so forth. And we'll go from there. And I probably will do a collective message at the very end of this, just because I feel like it's like a nice way to just package everything up and give you guys a little bit more. So let's start. This first reading will be for the individuals who picked the black heart emoji, and let's see what's going on with you guys. So stick around. I will also say, let's say if you can't stay for, the whole thing, perfectly okay and understandable. I would like for you guys to stay, but if you can't, totally understandable. You can kind of come back and forth to see where we are, or come back once I upload it and all that good stuff. And there will be timestamps, as a matter of fact. Speaking of timestamps, see, there's a reason why I had a pen next to me. Um, I wasn't even thinking about the timestamp part. I'm gonna just write it on my hand though, so I don't have any paper near me at this time. Ironically, I just put lotion on, so we'll see how that goes. So yes, we're gonna start the black heart starting at 5:30. I can dig it. Okay, so this reading's for the black hearts. All right, Spirit, may let positive energy into this reading for the well, yes, the collective, but also for those who are coming in to learn more about what they need to know when it comes to um, their path, when it comes to their shadow work and ways that they can work on healing processes, and so forth. What does the Black Heart crew need to know? All right. Hey, Delisa, how are you? All right. So, for those of you who picked the Black Heart, the first thing that we're seeing so far is this. You guys are perfectionists. Some of you guys might have Aries in your, I mean, not Aries, maybe Aries too. I wasn't gonna say Aries, I was gonna say Virgo, but Aries tend to be kind of like that a little bit too, but that's more of a Virgo thing. But it says pressure, shame, avoidance, and hypercriticism, along with parental control. When I split the deck, overpowering authority, conditional approval, and rebellion freeze. So I'm getting, for some of you guys, one of the things that you guys might be kind of working on at this time when it comes to shadow work is the sense of maybe trying to, do everything a certain way and fit a mold based on expectations that have been kind of put onto you based on family, parents in particular. Let me know if that makes any sense. That's just from splitting the deck. So we'll see where this is going. If the messages resonate, let me know in the comments. If they don't, maybe another emoji might be more suitable for you. But there could possibly still be a message here for you regardless. So, hey girl, hey. My sister in the building. We got the priestess, the Phoenix priestess here. I always say it backwards. I don't know why I always do that. But yes. Check my girl out though. She's got some great stuff on her channel. Great, amazing person and great reader as well. So we have, interesting, and I've never seen this card. I've used this deck a few times now. I haven't seen this yet. It says conflict freeze, shutdown, guilt, and fear of disapproval. There's some confirmation there, right? Like if you are trying to, live in the shadow, so to speak, of your family, right, or the expectations that are put onto you from family, it could cause conflict, and that conflict is something that is very, very much internal, because it's like you guys probably strive or want like different things. Like there's a hunger. I heard hunger. There's a hunger for something else other than what you can actually have, because you're doing stuff that doesn't even really sit well with you. It doesn't align with who you actually are, but it's because of the expectations that have been put on you. Let me know if that makes sense. We have victim, helplessness, external blame, and learned powerlessness. Interesting. That's here on the top of the deck. Middle of the deck, we have repeating cycles. This could be very, very systemic within your own family. Unconscious loops, familiar pain, and pattern addiction. So this could be something that is common within your family, is what I'm getting. All right, let's get maybe 2 cards. Hey Ren, you always come out when like she was in her little cat house. She never even came out to greet me. I'm like, no, bitch, you not gonna freaking say hi? She always says hi when I come home. Maybe she was really just sleeping a while. I don't know, but got a phone to pick with her little butt. I asked for 2 and they gave me exactly 2. So let's see. We have attracting wounded partners. Interesting. And this could be like that family dynamic thing that we're kind of picking up on too. Unhealed self, trauma bond, and mirror effect. So you might be picking partners based on the things that you saw on like growing up. I just thought about that movie. What was it? It was Medea's family reunion. I think it's that one. When like I'm kind of like getting like when what's her name? Lynn Whitfield, right? I think that's her name. The mom. She knows that her daughter is getting abused in her marriage, but she's like, oh, but he's a good man and all this bullshit. He's whooping her ass, but you, hey Lati, what's up, girl? Hey, girl, hey. Oh, my sisters are popping in one by one. I'm so grateful for y'all. I love you guys. But yeah, so that could be part of what you might be experiencing, being in like partnerships and stuff like that with people who are not what you want, but you're doing it because you feel like you're supposed to or you have to, right? What you're taught. So with that said, it also came out with numb one. Disconnection, yeah, exactly. Emotional freeze and avoidant coping. So you're trying to avoid this. And that's a lot of times what shadow work is, right? We're trying to avoid something. So you might be avoiding this pattern that is showing up, and just acting like, oh no, it doesn't exist, it's fine, everything's okay, and it's not. you know um Sacred boundaries, respect, energetic protection. I'm about to say projection. So other people might be projecting onto you, but it says energetic protection and self-honoring. You got to honor yourself in the process of all of this. You can't sit there and keep on taking this type of treatment, and again, things that you're not even happy with. You can't allow things that just don't make sense for you. Hero, overfunctioning, martyrdom, and burnout. Yeah, it'll burn you out if you feel like you have to be the one to carry all this all the time. And you can't, like if your family puts you in a position constantly where you feel like you have to, like, be the one, oh, you're gonna be the one to do this, you're gonna be the, like, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like they make you feel bad for if you want to do something different. Yeah, we can't have that. Betrayal. It says broken trust, anger, and heartbreak here in the middle of the deck. So, like, who wants to keep it, experiencing that kind of, energy around them? Nobody, right? So, yeah, that's what we have so far. So now we're gonna look into the tarot. Right, you would decide to scratch on the scratching post right now when I'm trying to do this reading. Stop. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that you guys are trying to like manifest and do and work on, but it's really difficult because of the anxieties that are attached to it. And I'm getting like fear of failure kind of energy with this Nine of Swords, and we have the Magician here as well when I split the deck. So I did see 1313 when I looked up, and it's like, well, this is definitely giving ego death. You can't let your ego get the best of you, and ego, means different things in different contexts. But I think in this context, it's like this is about what's like been kind of put onto you, and it's like a learned behavior that you have to break. Is what I'm kind of picking up on, because we do get put in positions in our lives where there are expectations put onto us and stuff like that, traditions and things like that don't always align with who we are, where we are in our lives, and we keep on doing those same old patterns and repeating the same old shit, giving me like hamster wheel, same shit different day, and it's like, well, this is just not who I am. And I think that's why Spirit wants you guys to understand, when it comes to this aspect of what's going on in your journey at this time, especially when it comes to the shadow work. You have to, be cognizant of the fact that repeating these patterns is not doing anything for anyone. I hope that makes sense so far. Hey, she is. What's up, sister? What's up, girl? Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, the moon. Yeah, there's definitely like some, fears and stuff, right? Fears and anxieties, misconceptions. All right. So let's get a quick little 3-card spread for the from the tarot when it comes to the Black Heart crew. All right. So let's see what Spirit has to say. how fitting is this? Um, the question I'm asking as I'm shuffling the cards and waiting for a card to come out is, or was, um, so what has been the thing that has, what are you avoiding? You're avoiding making a decision. It came out just like this. The card literally did like this and splat right on the floor. You guys are avoiding seeing the truth about something. And the big thing right now is, how do you, process all this? How do you move on and move in a new direction? Because you have to make choices first to get there, right? Yeah, you gotta take that leap of faith, baby. I heard infantile. Like, this is a very, very, like, basic, like, new, from like the ground up kind of thing, and that could be very scary because it's like you're doing something completely, you're going against the grain, like you're doing something so different than what those before you have done. Excuse me. One of those things could be speaking up, like, this is bullshit, why are you guys trying to make me do something that doesn't work? We keep repeating the same patterns. We stay in relationships that, we're not happy in, and marry people who are not happy with. We marry because of this, necessity as opposed to love, so on and so forth. Like, I'm getting a few different downloads, so bear with me. But it always leaves you feeling like crap at the end. Why am I going to keep repeating that pattern? For what? Going to school for something that I don't want to go to. This is the stuff that Spirit's telling me. Somebody's going to resonate with something here. I'm going to school for something I don't want to go to school for, but because you guys are telling me I have to do it. Or, yeah, my third chakra's acting weird now. It's giving me, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. That's what I'm getting. Um, Taking over a family business that you don't want to have any parts in. Like, I'm getting that type of stuff. Like, because you feel like you have to do it. Um, and you guys have to make a decision. And you're in your head about it. You feel stuck. You feel restricted. Those of you in the Black Heart crew. Um, but that will, it has to turn around, and it will turn around, but you have to make the decision for yourself. That's why it says maybe, right? When you understand that, you got to make a decision for yourself. You can't do everything for everybody else all the time. You just can't. And that is a part of that shadow work that you guys are called to work on at this time. Tell us more. More for the Black Heart crew. What do they need to know? Yeah, you just have to let this be the end. 10 of Swords. You gotta let it be the end. And I'm looking up here right now. There's 6 people and 5 likes. Adds up to 11. So it's giving me like karmic lesson type thing. This is like maybe, your karma here. Like what you're, meant to bring to the table. Some of you might have Gemini in your chart. Let me know if that makes any sense. But, huh. Yeah, accepting things for what it is and not being a doormat anymore. Like, I know that I have to make a decision here. This is not an easy decision to make, but I have to do it. Yeah, I'm telling you, it all comes down to decisions. 2 of Wands, and it's time to choose yourself. What is it? What is it that you want to manifest? What do you want for yourself? Because it's time to let go of the toxicity. You guys, 1919. You guys see the patterns. You guys understand that shit ain't right. You know that is not right, and this is like, I'm getting like at your wit's end kind of energy. Like you're over this. You're done. You're like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Fuck this. Let's get another card from here. Yeah. They want you to get out of your head. We have 8 of Swords here again. But they want you to get out of your head and move forward, because, yeah, definitely a lot of Gemini energy. Actually, all the cards that came out were swords. So if it's not Gemini, it could just be an air sign in general, or you just really are like in a deep thought kind of energy. Yeah, they're like, you know what? When you realize that you're not as stuck as you think, that's when you're gonna start to see things start to shift and change. I'm getting like divine inheritance type shit. Like you're going to start seeing things start happening in your life where you're gonna be like, oh shit, didn't expect that, you know? And that's the truth. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. Things are gonna be looking a lot different once you start to realize that you gotta, pick up the pieces and move forward with your life. You can't do everything for everyone else, including your own family. You just can't. It's time to let go. Hangman. It's time to let go and release. You have to. You can't stay stuck in these situations anymore. I'm gonna get a brutally honest message. I'm gonna do for this deck. I'm gonna do one card for all of you, for each group, and then there will be like almost like an advice piece to close out each reading. So I'm almost done with the black heart crew here. These smell good. I must have sprayed Febreze on these by accident. um, don't be fooled. They didn't change. They want to see if they can still have access to you. So you might have, for some of you, you might even already closed out cycles or tried to close out cycles with some people. And, you know, or maybe this is like, it could even be like a possible, like, incoming energy for some, like if you haven't done this yet. Because there's definitely decisions that need to be made, as we've seen. Um, and they might try to regain access to you, and you have to be able to use your discernment and say, okay, what really are this person's intentions? Because not everybody's going to have your best interests at heart, and if they're trying to sway you in some type of way and change your mind about something, you got to stand on business and be like, fuck that. That's what I'm getting. um I hope they're not getting ghetto outside when I'm trying to do this. I just feel like I hear a fight. I hope they're just joking out there. I really hope so. That's not. This is not the time. Anyway, um, Bridgeport, Connecticut. They never really knew that you were a badass. Just got used to the idea of you that they created in their sick little heads. So they probably didn't expect for you to be able to, move past these things, and they thought you were going to stay, just this, little doormat. And you're like, no, I'm rising above that shit. No, thank you. Be honest with yourself and take accountability. Sometimes you're the problem. A lack of, making choices can definitely lead to, other issues. It's like if you allow yourself to stay in situations and you're, hence this first card, right? You're not making the choices necessary to be able to move forward. That's going to make things very, very difficult, right? See. Okay, guys, they're not, the black heart crew, they're not playing with y'all asses. Look, they calling y'all out. Listen to this. Why are you delaying your shadow work? What we were talking about, delays, right? Because you're avoiding something, literally. Can't make it up. You're blocking your blessings. Stop slowing down your process and start that shit. I mean, guys, for those of you who are in this crew, this some of these messages I feel like they kind of for me. God damn it, I'm like shit. All right, so I'm gonna get like one or two cards from this deck. It's the Repair Evolution growth deck, and yeah, I'm thinking one or two cards from here will be good, and then it's a kind of like a little bit of an advice piece to close out your portion of the reading, and then we're gonna move on to the white hearts, right? That's how I have it. Yeah, the white hearts will be the next. For those of you who are here, if you picked the black heart emoji, let me know in the comments. Let me know if this resonated, if it made any sense, did you get anything out of it. Um, Otherwise, it could just be that, it wasn't the reading that you were meant to watch. Because sometimes, the pick a card and stuff like that, it's hard to pinpoint like what you're feeling drawn to. Like you'll be like, ooh, I kind of feel like I want to watch this one, but then I'm like, nope. So I'm gonna pick this one instead. We might second guess, or I do it all the time, second guess ourselves or something like that. So there could still be a message for you. It could just be in a different pile. or a different reading or whatever. Um, so I'm just putting that out there. But here on the bottom of the deck, we have intuition, wisdom, gifts. Honor your, this is on the bottom of the deck, your innate ability to see psychically and trust your gut feelings. Trust your guidance and the vibrations you feel. When you truly step into your abilities, all of your senses rush in. Look into expanding your gifts by taking classes, diary, um, meditating, and listening to your inner voice. That's interesting. I wonder if one of the things that you're doing differently, because it definitely is giving like, okay, you guys are doing something that's going to be different than what those before you did. I wonder if I'm picking up on, correct me if I'm, because everybody's story is going to be different, but somebody who might resonate with this of the this part of the reading, the black hearts. um I'm kind of getting that, let's say if you came from like a very religious background, you might be like spiritually gifted and you don't connect with that, and you've been trying to like, mold and shape yourself over the years to try to, fit that mold to satisfy your family, but you're on a whole different path than what they are on, which is okay. And the thing is, you feel maybe stifled because there was a lot of throat chakra energy that showed up. Maybe you just feel really, really different, and you're just like, this just doesn't work for me. This isn't doing it for me. And that's okay. Okay. Family dynamic is the actual card that came out. Your family is requiring time to heal issues that have created a wedge or unrest. We all need support as we move forward, and having an open, loving family unit is essential. So I am kind of getting, how interesting is that? As I'm talking about, this is definitely a family wound kind of thing. They're letting you know, like, sometimes you have to understand that you can create your own family. Of course, you want to be on good terms with the family that you've already, that is actually your family, your blood family. But at the same time, it's also important to recognize that it is okay to be able to, build relationships outside of the actual bloodline, and go into relationships that suit you and where you're trying to go at this time. I hope that makes sense. Um, because that's definitely a lot to, take in. Um, but yes, that's just the beginning. That is literally just the Black Heart crew. Excuse me. So with that said, we are going to clear the energy, and we are going to get ready to get started on the White Heart crew now. So I feel like a lot of people picked the White Heart. That's interesting. So we have 28, 22, 28, 22. For the, all right, so we're gonna get started with you guys. Let's see what spirit has to. Oh, can you guys just give me like 1 second? Because I'm like so thirsty. Give me 1 second. Let's go and go to my fridge real quick. Womp womp. No cold water in the fridge. I was gonna get some from my the Purell, oh not Purell, the dispenser thing, the filter, but yeah, somebody did not refill the water. Shocker. Had to be my brother. I know it was my brother. Okay. Anyway, so we're moving on to the White Hearts. Like I said, actually, I'm gonna change that timestamp so that way People aren't just waiting around. 30. 30, 30. Let's say 30, 30. For the white hearts. Okay, let's get started with the white hearts. Thank you guys for being so patient. I appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna start off with looking into that overall energy when it comes to the shadow work stuff. We're gonna start with the dark mirror. My girl put me onto these cards. I don't know if she's still here, but Allie from Phoenix Priestess Tarot, she put me onto this deck, and I had to buy this for myself because I was like, I really like those. So let's get started for you guys. All right, Spirit, we already cleansed the energy, but I'm gonna do a little mantra in between each reading. Let positive energy into this reading for those who ended up picking the white heart emoji. Show them what they need to know and see at this time for their highest good when it comes to this part of their journey, when it comes to their shadow work. Please and thank you. All right, so let's split the deck, see what's going on. Obsession. Oof. All right, we have obsession here and perchance to dream. You might be obsessing about something that is like kind of I heard neither here nor there. That's what I just heard. So it's kind of giving me like, you know, if you like really, really like focus, like I'm getting hyperfixation. Some of you guys might be ear signs. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. But some of you guys might have like really, really hyper fixated on something that you thought that you really wanted or that you were supposed to have. And it is very difficult to remove yourself from that because it's like that is no longer, maybe I heard the word viable. So there could be something that they want you to reevaluate when it comes to a dream that you've had in the past. Like, it's not saying like necessarily give up on a dream, but like, you know, we do tend to, I'm gonna say we do tend to outgrow certain things that we thought were going to be something we were gonna do or that we were supposed to do. So I almost am getting a piggyback off of that first reading the black cards or whatever. But let me know if that resonates so far. And I definitely understand because it's like there's like a lot of things that I wanted to do a certain way because I'll use myself as an example. Like, and the thing is, it wasn't necessarily my dream per se, but it was something that I felt like I really wanted to do because I wanted to make a difference. And when I went back to college the second time, it was right after my grandmother passed away. I've shared this in the past on here. When my grandmother passed away, like I think it was like the next day after her funeral, my aunt Mary, they share that name, Mary. She, you know, she hits me up. She's like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" This was like on a Thursday, right? She said, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "I'm going to work." And she's like, "What time do you go to work?" I was like, 12. She's like, "Okay, well, I need you to get up at like 8 in the morning, like 7 or 8 in the morning." I was like, "Okay." I'm thinking she's gonna take me for breakfast or something. She always would take me out when she would be in town, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Housatonic where my grandmother worked. We're gonna go to Housatonic and you're gonna sign up for classes for the fall." And I'm like, "What?" "No, I'm not." She's like, "Yes, you are." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna go back to school because this is what your grandmother wanted." Blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, I didn't sign up for this shit. So when I when I got there, you know, I felt kind of empowered because I was like, I signed all my paperwork and stuff in her office, which was kind of cool. And so I felt really empowered in that moment. And, you know, I was like, I'm going to go to school for social work. I am not a social worker. However, I do work with kids and stuff like that. But the point I'm making here is it's like, you know, I had a certain plan in place and it took me a very long time to realize that was not going to actually happen, despite me wanting to do something in a certain way because of what I felt like I was supposed to do. I made what other people's dreams for me become my actual dream, but that's not really what I wanted, if that makes any sense. So some of you guys might resonate with that. I know that that was like a little bit of a mouthful, and I hope that in an earful. So I hope that, you know, you guys actually like decided to like listen, because I don't like to, you know, hold you guys too long because I know you guys want to get to the point. We have Naked Before the Stars on the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. I wonder where we're going with this. I do see some people popping in and I haven't really been acknowledging. Sorry about that. Um, S. Lila is here. Um, I don't know how to say your name and I don't want to mess it up. Apish. I'm gonna just say Apish because I don't really know. My girl Aya is here, so we got people popping in. What's up, guys? We got Chris and Teen here. Hey. All right. So let's get that shadow work energy. Let's get two from this deck. Um, well, I didn't get to explain what I was picking up from that card that was on the bottom, but it was giving me like I got a couple messages with that. One of the things is being more like naked in the sense of vulnerable with yourself. Like what when you sit with yourself, what are you really thinking about when it comes to what it is that you want? Not for other people, but for yourself. How do you feel in those moments when you are just in your own space and doing that deep diving within yourself? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And get connected with that a little bit more is what I'm kind of picking up on. Interesting. It's definitely giving me like I'm getting like if you resonated with or if you resonate with this, you're probably gonna resonate with that first reading of the Black Hearts and vice versa. That's what I'm kind of picking up on. All right. Now, y'all saw I cleared the energy too. Like I didn't leave the energy, just stagnant like that. All right. Ooh, damn, that card don't want to come out. It came out with so like the card spilling all over the place. I'm trying to get the card, and then it falls on the floor when I'm trying to pick it up. This card, it was like this. This is what we call a jumper. Um, you guys have to remember. I said getting in touch with how you really feel about something. Artificial heart. You're not being truthful. I think you're even hiding from yourself when it comes to that. You guys are not being honest. You're not being honest with yourself about how you really feel. It goes pretty deep. I'm even getting for some of you, and this is not an attack or anything like that. I promise you, it's not. Some of you guys might even be like sometimes envious of how you feel about other people. Like, let's say if you had a certain dream of what you wanted to do and you aspired to something, and you see other people around you achieving it. This is not going to be for everybody, so when you take it if it resonates, but you'd be like, oh, I'm so happy for you, and like deep down you're like, that should have been me, or that could have been me. Like, I'm getting something like that. It's not like in a hateful way. Like, I'm not gonna go like saying you're a hater, but maybe there is like a little bit of like that jealousy or envy that might get there sometimes. And it's like, I don't think anybody's ever like, completely um guilty free of that emotion. I do feel like it does happen, like, oh, it could have been me, or what about me? Like, you see people getting married or having kids, and you're like, that's life I wanted, and I never got it. What the hell? Like, why? But that's something, and that's why we're doing shadow work, right? So it's like, it comes from somewhere, and we're gonna uncover that. We're gonna look deeper into that and see why that's happening and where it comes from. So, yeah. It's kind of like, we're checking ourselves, right? That's what shadow work is about. We got to check ourselves. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And um wow, what did you say? Blessing today. Exactly. Got to choose the path that you want. And that's why I was saying before, like, if you resonate with this, you probably resonate with the black heart too. These definitely are giving me like piggyback energies. Hey, Nisha. This is, thank you for being here and thank you for subscribing. This is actually a Pick-An-Emoji. So I'm not doing love readings right now or anything, or personal questions. However, if you pick one of the emojis that are in the pinned comment, there's a black heart, which I already did that reading, but you can always go back to watch that. The white heart, which I'm working on currently, and then the healing heart, which is the upcoming one. If you want to stick around, you can. If you want to come back at another time to basically look at the time stamps and watch at a different time, perfectly understandable. So if you want to, chill out with the soul tribe here, that's perfectly okay, and we welcome you. But you said that you feel connected to the white heart, which is what I'm reading on right now. So just a quick synopsis of what we kind of seen so far is giving like, kind of having dreams and stuff that have not actualized and trying to figure out like, are these dreams even my own dreams? Or are these dreams that have been put onto me because of other people and expectations? Very, very similar to the Black Heart reading that we did prior to this. And you might not be fully in tuned with, how you really feel about it. You might you know, kind of gloss over it, but spirit is asking you to really actually get more in tune with that, because there's a reason why you feel the way you feel, even if it's a little bit of sense of like jealousy or envy. When you watch other people doing the things that they do in their life, you might sometimes feel like, damn, why am I not experiencing the same things at the same time, right? But I am also getting like divine timing. Everything happens when it's meant to. So that's a quick synopsis on what we've seen so far for the those who chose the white heart. Let's get one more from the shadow deck card. Shadow work deck. Yeah. The temple of my body. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Wow. Oof. Woo. Okay, spirit. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys have been lying to yourselves for a long time. And it's starting to have physical, oh gosh, I don't know why I just got like so this is hitting hard right now. This is hitting hard. You guys might literally be physically feeling ramifications in your own body when it comes to this, because you lie to yourselves. Those of you who are resonating with or picked the white hearts, it might literally physically ail you. Like, I'm getting heart palpitations, I'm getting stomach problems, I'm getting headaches, and just overall stress. I heard hear loss. I'm also getting like people who tend to stim. So it's like, something that's like regulating for you, but not necessarily in a healthy way in some cases. I'm getting people who like pick their hair out. So let me know that resonates with anyone. You don't have to. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, you don't have to. But if this is your story, you could just hit like reactions. Nobody knows, like, that's anonymous. Like, nobody needs to be all up in your business. If you want to share, cool. If not, perfectly fine. But just at least let me know in the comments. In the reactions, if these messages are resonating, or by hitting like the like button if you don't feel comfortable conversing within the chat. But yeah, you guys have sacrificed a lot for your those around you, to make other people comfortable is what I'm kind of getting. You lied a lot to make other people comfortable. Literally, this card here is the cover art of the deck. Like, it's the cover of the deck. You're putting on a cover. It's like very symbolic here. Like, you're putting on a cover, a mask, trying to uphold a certain image or something like that. Lying to yourselves, lying to others. Yeah, nah, can't keep doing that. Yeah. And the thing is, as I'm trying to get this card, because this is what's on the top, addicted, but it's in the reverse. It's like, I think you guys are like trying to figure all this out, and you're understanding like, this is not healthy, this is not cool. But then it causes this anger and chains, right? You're trying to reverse that. You're trying to break away from it. Wow. You're no longer. I'm gonna get one more from here. You don't want to keep lying to yourselves about what it is that you've been feeling and whatnot. So, damn, this is deep. Bride in a cage. Interesting. Some of you might have, been in like relationships that were not serving you in any positive manner at all. feeling really stuck and confined. I'm also getting like stuck and confined in terms of like ideologies when it comes to like, you know, marriage and traditions and things like that. It's kind of giving me like, if the like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Hierophant were to show up when we start looking into the tarot portion, but like, it's giving me something along those lines. Yeah, see, triumph of lies. Like, you guys know that there's been so many lies told around you, and you're like, I don't want to repeat those lies. Like, I don't want to, you know, like, if I have to try to repeat, you know, what other people are doing, knowing that their shit is all fucked up, like, why would I want to go to that? Why? Because we have envious gluttony, and that's why I was picking up on, like, maybe there's like, you know, a sense of envy or jealousy, but maybe it's not in the way that we think. Maybe it's like, you don't want that shit. You're like, you know, I don't want to repeat patterns that I know don't help anyone, including myself. Like, calling the storm. Yeah, you guys might be like, you know, hell fucking no. Why the hell would I want to do that? You know, it could be very different, right? Like, maybe at one point that's what you thought you wanted, and you realize maybe you know, as you're growing, right, you're expanding, you're working on yourself. That's what shadow work is all about to begin with, right? You're realizing, fuck that. Why the hell would I want to repeat those kind of patterns and behaviors? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting something like that. And, you know, just kind of realizing now, like, yep, we're gonna put an end to that kind of stuff, right? I hope that makes sense so far. Let me know in the comments or with reactions if this is making sense for those of you who picked the white heart. All right, tell us more. I'll start using these more often. I had these cards for years, and they're so pretty, but they're really slippery. So like, maybe if I break them in, they won't be so slippery anymore. Like, I just felt connected to them, and like looking at it now, like on the spread, I'm like, oh, it matches. Like, the colors match. Wasn't intentional at all. All right. Yeah, I signed each deck like, you know, its own tarot, blah blah blah. Like what I felt connected to at the time. I did this yesterday, technically, but I was having technical problems, and guess who decides to bring their cool ass up on the goddamn lives doing amazing readings and shit. So then I was like, oh, that's why. Lati goes on right when I'm trying to go on, and everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And then I was like, oh shit, that's why. I looked at my little, like, my little notifications on the little drop or whatever on my phone. I was like, oh, that's fucking why. This bitch. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I love you. Like, I mean, me and Allie, we always joke with each other. You witch bitch. What? Get out of my head. Stop it. Like, no, for real though. It's so funny though, because it's like I had everything set up, like, ready to go, and then everything that could go wrong, I'm like, right at the end, like right when I was about to go on, I'm like, I guess, like, I'm not going on right now. It is what it is. So, but no, seriously. You know, everything happens like that for a reason, for sure. Now, see, the cards are taking a little longer to come out because I don't use these often. So, I do apologize for that. For those that picked this emoji. Yeah, see, the thing is this. And it came out the way it did for a reason. I'm going to tell you exactly how it came out. So, you guys do, a lot of you who will resonate with this particular reading that picked the white heart, you guys worry about other people too goddamn much. Fuck everybody else. You want success and victory. You want recognition. You're not going to always get that. And that's okay. You got to recognize your greatness within your goddamn self. 4949. What is that? 1313, right? So it's like, it's again, it's giving ego death. Even in the other reading that I'm telling you guys, like, if you resonate with this reading, you might resonate with the previous one too. like, you cannot allow yourself to get stuck in this cycle of worrying about other people and appearances. Like, nah, get out of that. Or like seeking validation outside of yourself, I'm kind of getting as well. Whew, you can't do that, you know. And it's like, you know, it's giving, like, you know, again, like, you had all these dreams and aspirations and things didn't happen exactly the way you wanted them to, but then you see some of the people around you that you love and, you know, whatever, aspire to be like or whatever, and, you know, you're like, I'm nowhere where they're at. And it can be hard, right? Watching the people around us, you know, who, no matter how much we love and care about these people and really truly value them, throat chakra, right? It's and that part was like, it was like, nope, nope, we're not coming up. Yes, we are. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like, it's hard to face the truth. Like, it is hard when we watch other people doing things that we wish that we were doing. But again, it's about divine timing. It's not always going to be on our watch. Okay, things will happen when they're meant to happen, right? Things will happen when they're meant to happen. Page of Pentacles. And it might, you know, come in like little small little things, confirmation. It might be like little small things that happen. Like, it might not be like, you know, it's not gonna be an overnight success kind of story type of thing. Like, when it happens, it's gonna happen. Right. So they want you to recognize, like, the stars here in the reverse. They're saying, you know, you might have been losing hope on that, but it takes some resilience and some strength to bounce back. Right. So don't beat yourself up. You know, don't sit there and, you know, think that things are not going to get better, because they will. It's just a matter of, you know, persistence, and it's also about making sure that, you know, again, alignment. You got that from the previous reading too. Things have to be in alignment with where you're going, where you're headed, because it's not going to always match up. What is it that you actually want for yourself? Make sure that it actually makes sense for you and your narrative and your story that you're about to start to create for yourself. And that's why the shadow work is so important, because, you know, you might have convinced yourself for a very long time that things are going to be a certain way, but they have to be a certain way, and they're not happening like that, and that's okay. It's okay. Oh, I didn't have a kid at, you know, 25 years old, and I didn't get married, and but like, you might be pushing 40, and you're like, why hasn't it happened? I'm gonna, you know, spill a quick little, you know, amazing thing that happened this past weekend that I was legit crying about. Okay, legit crying. One of my coworkers that I worked with, past coworker that I worked with, she started. I've been at my job now for 7 years. She started there probably like maybe 5 months after I started, something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. About 5 months after I started, and when she came in, she was married. She was married into a Navy family. She um, she had it going on. She was doing her thing. She had fertility problems, and she had started in vitro whatchamacallit, procedures or whatever. And, you know, there was one time she had, you know, got pregnant and miscarried, and it was like devastating to see her going through that. I hope I don't start crying, but I might. Oh, you guys know I'm a pansy and I cry all the time, right? So fast forward many years later, about 2 years ago, she hit me up for a reading, and the reading, um, she did ask or wanted to know about, which I typically don't do these separate readings, but I did it for her. She wanted to know about her fertility, and I gave her a reading about that, and I also gave her a reading about messages from her mother who had recently passed away, and everything that, let's put it this way, everything that I was picking up on that might happen ended up happening exactly the way I told her. Time frames, which I don't really like time frames, but it showed up in the reading. Um, Like literally about a year. I was, because I picked up on about a year. I was like, I'm getting like about a year. That's when you might see something happening when it comes to more success with fertility. She got pregnant, and I told her that she might have to switch doctors and procedures of how she's been trying to work on pregnancy. She's pregnant, and I'm just like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I was like crying, like legit crying. I even went to my mom, like, Mom, she's like, she thought something was wrong with me. I'm like, no, 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 I'm happy. I'm like so happy, Mom. I'm going like this. I'm like, my friend that I used to work with, she's doing so great. I also picked up in that reading, I was like, I feel like you're gonna start a business, but I don't know what the business is about yet. She started a business too. I'm telling you, like, this shit was like everything that like can show up in a reading, it showed up. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to share that real quick. All I'm saying is this. There are times where we want things to happen a certain way or in a certain timing. It's not going to happen like that. It does not work like that. So if you've been one of those people who you feel like you have to do everything in a certain way because of what people tell you or what society says, but like, no, fuck that. Social media, like all that stuff will have you all messed that. That was a jumper. I'm gonna take it. Things don't always happen on our watch, right? Like the way we want it to. But when it happens, it happens. And just know you gotta be ready and prepared for those lessons when they come in. If you continue to do the work that you've been doing. Because guess what? Spirit said, this is your karmic justice. Okay. You paid your debt. Now it's about allowing for things to come in and allow you to propel forward. Those came all together. Got the Eight of Wands here. So there we go. So it's like, essentially, yes, you might feel like, oh, things are not happening the way I want them to or in the timing I want, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't worry about it. It's going to work out in your favor when the time is right. That's what's going to possibly happen for a lot of you guys. So, it really does kind of go back down to like, you've been ignoring things. And one of those things is like how other people view you and stuff like that. But this is not about other people and how they view you. This is about what you want for yourself and how you move forward, how you project, in a new direction. Interesting. Yeah. There could be partnerships involved with the right people. People like, yeah, exactly, like-minded people. Um, let's say if people like in the past have been like kind of toxic, and or it could even be like, uh, let's say it's not so much that people are toxic, but it could be like your ideologies around certain things could be somewhat maladaptive, and it's like, okay, well, I need to like I have to reconfigure this in my own head because this is what I've been taught. This is what I've been taught. This is what I'm supposed to do. Like, we start to realize that, you have more control over your circumstances than you do. Yeah, exactly. Don't let fear and anxieties or delusions be the thing that cloud your judgment. Tell us more. I do hope that you guys are resonating with this message. Yeah, see? That's the thing. They're like, slow and steady wins the race, honey. Like, for those of you who picked that white heart, they're letting you know, take your time. This is not a race. Like, you do not have to keep on comparing yourself to everybody else and stuff like that. And it's one of those things, it's easier said than done. I think we all do it, right? Especially like if it's like people we went to school with or our own families and things like that. Like, wait, what about me? Why am I doing things so slowly? And it's like, at the end of the day, we're all on our own path. We're all on our own timelines. Things will happen where they're meant to. Like, I didn't think I was gonna have a kid at 21. I didn't think that. That's not what I wanted. I was like, I had just left my college because it was too goddamn expensive. Sacred Heart University here in Connecticut. I was like, whew, I can't afford this. I'm gonna take a break from school. got knocked up within a semester. So it's like, and then I had my beautiful baby boy, and best thing that could have possibly happened for me though. Like he helped me grow up so much, and I love him dearly, and I have no regrets, none, none at all. Um, Everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to. I grew up so much by being a mom at a young age, and I grew up even more when I decided to go back to school because of my auntie. And I had a whole different perspective of what I wanted to do. Like when I originally went to school, I had my plan did not happen at all, not even remotely close. Um, because I used to watch crime stuff all the time. I used to watch like freaking what's that channel back in the day? I can't even think of it right now. Can't believe this. I used to watch it all the time. But it was like it was a channel literally way back in the day. We're talking like 20 something years ago. Um, it was all crime shows. Forensic Files was on it. Let me know if you guys know the channel. I can't believe I can't remember the name of the channel right now. It was my favorite thing to watch. But anyway, that's besides the point. Maybe that's why spirits like speed it up a little bit. Because you ramble all the goddamn time. Okay, I know. Sorry. But yeah, point being, I wanted to be an FBI agent. Yeah, it's like it was all like the true crime stuff. Um, in my state, it wasn't called true crime, but it was true crime shows. I just can't think of the name of the channel right now. I remember like the number. It was the channel was 48. I remember that vividly on Optimum TV here in Connecticut. But yeah, nonetheless, that's besides the point. The point of the matter is I wanted to be an FBI agent. I had it all planned out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be an FBI agent. I'm gonna go to school for criminal justice, and then I'm gonna transfer my credits down south to Virginia. I'm gonna go into the FBI Academy. I'm gonna work under Dr. Henry Lee. Like I had it all planned out, guys. All planned out. And I was like, oh, this is just not no, this is not happening. I also thought I was gonna go to Spelman and be with my son's father because he went to Morehouse. That also didn't happen. So it's like a lot of a lot of different funny things happening that just didn't happen in the way I was hoping or expecting, right? And then I took a hiatus from college for about 8 years. And when I went back to school, you know, not to say like my grandmother, dying was like, oh, that's what needed. Like, I mean, it's not necessarily like, because it sounds weird, like, oh, that's what I needed to push me forward. Like, that's weird to say it like that. But in a way, it's kind of true because, like, you know, I I really, wanted to make my grandmother proud. But again, we're not, and that's what I'm getting we, like, we're not doing this for other people, we're doing it for ourselves. I have to pee so bad, so I'm gonna finish the rest of this reading real quick, and then I am going to go to the bathroom, and then I will start the last pile, which is the healing heart one. Let me put these in the box because they're gonna just slide all over the goddamn place if I don't. Like I said, that's something I do not like about these, they're too slippery. All right, so let's get a brutal message for this particular group, the White Hearts. But yeah, I definitely thought I was gonna go to Spelman. And I would have gotten in. The only reason why I didn't get into Spelman was because I didn't take a language. I went to a technical school, so like we didn't take languages. We took electives that were based on our trade. So I took like blueprint reading like more than once. Like I could literally read and draw blueprints. You put a blueprint in front of me, I could do it because I went to school for masonry. So I could build buildings and shit. I could build fireplaces. I could do really cool stuff. And I had the highest average of my class too for that. So, women, we doing it for ourselves. Let me stop. But no, I was pretty kick-ass though. I was. All right, let's see. Let's get a card for this group, guys. Spirit guides. Oof, okay. They're like, we're gonna do more than just two. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna. Should I take these? Because I was trying to put them back. I'm gonna take them because I do feel like spirit turned them around like that for a reason. Okay, so we have a few for you guys. I'm gonna take them. So one of them is they never really knew that you were a badass. Just got used to the idea of you that was created in their sick little heads. That came out for the other group as well. The first group. We also have for the love of God, go meditate. I like that one. That oops, and it fell on the floor. There's a reason why. That's emphasis. Like they're like, yeah, because you're trying to avoid that. Like, yeah, go meditate. You know, you need to do some deep inner thinking and write shit down and stuff like that. I'm getting like journaling and stuff as well. Yeah, get really in tune with your thoughts and feelings, because and we talked about getting naked with your feelings, right? So it kind of goes back to that. Pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. The universe has been warning your ass. So there's things that you know that you need to do, things you need to change, so on and so forth, that you've been ignoring and avoiding. Quit being impatient and let the universe work it out. Exactly. We talked about divine timing. You can't make any of this shit up, right? Everything's kind of coming back full circle. Stop creating false scenarios that may not happen. Just do the damn thing. You know, maybe fear is one of the things that kind of keeps you stuck and trapped into your circumstances, and then you know, don't do anything at all. And they're just basically saying, like, you know, this is not a time to, you know, be, you know, dormant. This is a time to actually take action and go towards your goals and what it is that you've really been wanting to do, even if you've been putting it on hold for a while. Don't ruin your good karma by interacting with low vibrational peasants. Wow. Let them suffer by themselves. You can't help everybody else. You can't. You cannot help everybody else. You can only right now help yourself. This is you focusing on you. And yes, it's uncomfortable because you might be the type of people who you're always putting everybody else before yourself and all. Like, no, fuck that. I'm sorry. Fuck that. Like it's time to reap your positive. We got that justice card, right? Like it's time to reap the benefits of your, you know, great, you know, deeds and things like that. You put a lot of other people before you, in other situations before you. Now it's about, you know, recognizing what it is that you truly want. Get naked with those feelings. Allow them to come in and then figure out where to go from there. Because this is not about everybody else anymore. Oh, so and so wants me to do this, and so wants me to do that, and you feel pulled into all these different directions. I don't know if any of you guys have seen, because I just saw the clip in my head, um, the K-pop Demon Hunters movie, and you know the song Golden, like one like that little second part of the first verse where what does she say? I, I paid the price, tried to play both sides. I couldn't find my own place. Like, I'm getting, it's time to be a rebel. Called the problem child, cause I got too wild, but now that's how I'm getting paid. It's like, you know, it's time to, you know, take life by the horns and do what it is that you want to do for yourself. No more, you know, this pissy footing around, you know, everybody else's expectations and things like that, what you're thinking you're supposed to do. All done. Is what I'm kidding. All right, let's get a last message, one or two messages for the white hearts, and then we're going to move into the healing heart or the wounded heart group, and that will be the end of the reading. They gave me exactly two cards. I'm gonna take them. All right, I have to be so bad. You're being at okay. First off, the card says choice. You are being asked to make a choice that yep. It's funny because like I'm like looking down like oh that two of swords in the reverse before no, this is a different reading. But I did say several times now that you guys might resonate with that first reading as well. Just saying. You might want to check that out too. Um, but yeah, you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with exactly. It's time to decide. Ooh, my ear just went crazy on that one. Fuck. It went. Damn, okay, shit. Okay. Are you guys talking shit to me too? And it's still ringing. I'm like, damn. Okay. Um, sorry, I'm trying to read it, but like oof, the ringing is really strong. That's probably like the strongest I've ever had it before, or close to it. Damn, like it's still going. Usually it's like quick, like okay, and it's gone. Like nah, that this is still kind of lingering even now. All right, so there's big emphasis on this, guys. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input exactly. And as my phone also went off, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now, exactly. hmm And grounding also came out. You're being asked to ground yourself. You've been spending too much time in your head, exactly. And it's time to pay attention to your body and to the earth. Go outside and plant your feet on the ground and enjoy the centering feeling that this brings. So getting grounded, and it's kind of hard right now, obviously, 'cause, it's winter. So depending on where you live, you might not be able to actually do that feasibly. But there are other options. And there are also meditative things that you could be doing at home as well, like yoga and Pilates and things like that. You could listen to like binaural beats. Like I'm getting a lot of different things. So yeah, I gotta pee. I will be back. Just give me a moment, friends. And then we're gonna do that last group of you guys, which is the healing heart, and then that will be the end. I will be right back. Hey guys, I'm back. All right, so on my way back, I figured why not grab something out of the fridge. I got a sample for my job. It's called Hard Happy Dad. It's a iced tea. This one's peach flavored. It's not bad. Not bad. I should have paid for this. So, anywho, all right. So let me clean up the cards from the last reading, and then we are going to look at the last group. Thank you guys for being patient. And everybody who's tapped in at any point or another, I greatly appreciate all of you guys. And again, if you missed your reading or something like that, because like now we're on the last one, so let's say if you wanted one of the other ones, we're already moving on past that now. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find the box. I hate when this happens. I do this shit all the time. I just like put things all over the place and then I can't get organized, but it's fine. Oh, I was getting hungry. Sorry. I was hungry even before I started. I was like, we're just gonna act like you're not hungry. It's fine. You could get through this. Because it was scheduled, so I'm like, oh no, I gotta get on there. All right, so we're gonna cleanse the space in between. All right, so I hope that those of you who already watched the black hearts and the white hearts, I hope that you guys got a message out of that resonated with you. And now we are moving on to that last group, which is the wounded or healing heart. Excuse me, I sincerely apologize. The ironic thing is that's not carbonated, so I'm not sure why I'm burping like that. That's weird. I'm like, damn, what the hell's up with all these damn burps? All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna do the same little mantra that I did for the other ones too. Actually, before I forget, where did I put that pen at? All right, so let's put 118. All right, let's start you guys now. Again, thank you for being so patient, my loves. All right, Spirit, bring that positive energy into this reading for those who ended up picking the last group, which is the wounded heart / healing heart. Show them what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. All right, split this deck, see what's going on. Ooh. Victim mentality. Interesting. You've been clinging to victimization like a lifeline, becoming a prisoner of your own making. Face your role in your story. Interesting. So it's about accountability. Freedom comes from accepting responsibility for your life and actions. And we also have blind spots. Your limited perspective is causing you to miss important details. Expand your view and seek input from trusted sources for what you may be overlooking, hence why you're watching this reading, right? So for those of you who picked that last emoji, you might be like having a hard time with accountability is what I'm kind of getting. And I mean, accountability is really, really hard for a lot of us. I'm gonna say us because I mean, when we're in our circumstances, we're in there, right? We're in our emotions, we're in our head. Like, it's very, very important to us that people understand how we feel. And then, sometimes you get mad at somebody if they don't necessarily agree with you or whatever. Like, I'm getting something like that. But I will say this. For those of you who are fortunate enough to have people in your life who don't automatically be like yes men or women or whatever, that's actually a good thing. To be able to have people in your life who they care enough about you where they kind of put you in your place, but in a way that is also conducive for your growth, right? Not attacking or beating you up, because that's a whole different thing. but people who actually want you to be held accountable for your own actions and things like that, versus allowing you to just play victim. Yeah, we're moving past that. I just got called to kind of bring up those of you, who are around my age, or maybe even a little bit slightly older, slightly younger. America's Next Top Model, right? And a lot of us were fans of that show. A lot of us probably are not fans anymore. Um, Depending on your stance on it, a lot of us have kind of said fuck that bitch, aka Tyra Banks, and fuck that show. As we have gotten older, and we're like, that show was fucked up. I'm happy I didn't get accepted to the show, because I did apply when I was 110 pounds, like 115, whatever. And I won't talk about how much I weigh now. 185, but yeah, um way bigger than I was back then. But point being, I didn't get on. And I look at it now like, rejection is God's protection. Because looking back now, if for those of you, like, let me know in the comments if you watched the documentary. Um, there was like, they did show like when there was a riot on one of the seasons, like for the auditions. I was there at that riot. Like, I was literally right there at the door. I could see the fucking door. It was about to be my turn next. And then girls were like fighting, and it became a whole thing. There were threats about shooting people and stuff. I saw guns being drawn. I was like, oh hell fucking no. Me and my son's father that's because he went with me. We was like, fuck now, we out. And they ended up doing like a another audition for that same season, um like a few weeks later, for those of the people who weren't able to make that audition because of those circumstances. um so a lot of people, but they did this on purpose, I'm sure. They put it like way up north in New York, like Ithaca, I think it's called. And a lot of people couldn't make it to that audition because of that, because it's like it was too far. It was not convenient, like just taking a train or something. Like, you really had to like be serious about getting there. So if you didn't have a way to get there, your ass wasn't going. So it was definitely a smaller amount of people that showed up, way smaller. And point being though, I didn't get on. But I remember when I was in the hallway, and I wasn't like crying or anything. I was disappointed, but I was fine. And I saw like the preliminary judges come out, and I was about to leave, and then they had like went to me and they were like, we really 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 liked you. And I'm like, you did? Like, yeah, we most of us want, because it was like, I think like five people on the panel, and it's not the people that we see like on the show or whatever, but it's like about five people. And obviously, like I said, they didn't pick me, but I think it was like three of the judges that were on the panel, they just happened to be like walking past, like, I guess maybe they were leaving or going to the bathroom or something. And they let me know directly. They were like, we really liked you. We really wanted to push you through, but it was just not, yeah, it didn't work out. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Like, so what I'm getting at here is, now, like in hindsight, I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to mentally survive that ordeal. I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'm kind of happy I didn't get on, looking back, because that would have messed up my, like, I already had like body image issues and stuff like that. I would have been all fucked up. So yeah. But yeah, I'm getting like, there are people in your life who, are probably really good at making sure you're not playing victim, helping you see outside of the scope of what's going on here. We're here. I'm getting something like that. All right. Naive, along with wrong person. We have naive. It says, you're seeing things the way you want them to be, not the way they actually are. Face the truth with open eyes. So, along with wrong person. Not everyone is meant for every stage of the journey. Protect your journey with clear boundaries and a firm refusal of to settle. Um, yeah, those came out together. So maybe some of you guys might. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Especially with like that victim mentality thing. Like I'm getting that sometimes some of you guys who do happen to, and maybe that's why it's like a wounded heart, right? Healing. That makes sense why I felt drawn to that particular emoji. I was just picking random shit, and I was just like, oh, this is what I feel drawn to. Like that's how I based it. Same thing with the cards that I picked. Um, so I am getting that some of you guys might have been in. I'm getting romantic relationships where you end up with the wrong partner and then play victim. We're not doing that, right? Accountability. Easier said than done because it's one of those things where nobody wants to accept the truth, right? Like, oh no, they did me wrong and da, da, da. Like, but we also have to you know take accountability because we also a lot of times see red flags very early on. And I know this is probably gonna miss this message might miss some people. Some people are not gonna want to hear it, but it's the truth, and I'm speaking from experience. Um, Literally every deck I can resonate with so far. So I mean, not so far because this is the last one, but you know what I mean. Like I've been that person, so I get it. You know what I mean? And then you want your friends or whomever who's listening to your story to like automatically take your side. And no, fuck that. We need people in our lives who are going to help keep us accountable, right? If we're not going to do it, we need people around us who will. Be like, no girl, no boy, yo, homie, bro. Like, what are you doing? You're fucking up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need that. Desperate on the bottom. Most situations aren't as dire as they first appear to be. Take time to make thoughtful decisions. Exactly, thoughtful decisions, not acting on impulse. There's no reason to rush and always time to give yourself grace. So don't beat yourself up, right? Let's get one more from here. Um, yeah, don't beat yourself up, right? But allow yourself to take that accountability. Accountability and beating somebody up or blaming and all that, those are very, very different things. Accountability is acknowledging the role that we play in our circumstances. It's not about a blame game, right? There's always going to be, different shit going on, different, very nuanced things that contribute to where we end up in our lives. We can't put all the blame on ourselves, but we also cannot put all the blame on other people, right? It's not really about blaming. This is about understanding and not acknowledging what role we play in our circumstances and vice versa. So, especially those of you who this is more about like a romantic thing, but this is looking, it's going to be different for everybody, right? Um, fear of your power also came out. Power has been quietly developing inside of you, waiting to be claimed, but fear is stopping you. It's time to own your strength and unleash your magic. Ironically, Lati was talking about magic yesterday, and not magic like, witchy shit. But I mean, yes, that too. But she was talking about magic in general. And I remember a commenter, they said, oh, I don't believe in magic. And I had to like kind of intervene in that moment. And I was like, you know, because they had brought up how like they just said they didn't believe in magic or something. And I was like, well, if you're thinking of it in the sense of like magic, like, well, witchy shit, like, understood. But like, magic is more about, like manifesting and things like that. And, being able to tap into your magic, we all have it, you know. And Lati like started going deeper down the rabbit hole like she always does on her readings. So you might want to check out her reading from last night. Um, from Lati from Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. If you don't know, now you know. But yes, and I had sent her a screenshot of a song that I had recently was listening to. Like I wasn't listening to it at that time, but I was listening to it like at the end of the day at work, And it was still like on this, like at the same little timestamp and stuff on the song and everything. And I was like, I'm gonna just like go into my Google, or not Google, my YouTube music thing real quick and just see if that was still there. And lo and behold, it was. And I was like, here I am prepping my materials for my students, and stress levels high and the morale's low and the wind's looking like it's about to blow your mind to the moon. Stop what you're doing and tap into your magic. Like, tap into your magic. You are magical. You know, I'm even getting use your, in order to fuel that fire. There could be some fire signs watching. Um, Use your anger as a way to fuel that and manifest. Transmute is what I'm kind of getting here. Um, Fury has consumed your energy and clouded your judgment. Reclaim control by directing your energy towards happiness instead of clinging to past wounds. Exactly. As you guys ended up picking the wounded heart freaking emoji. Come on now. This is definitely your message. All right, so we're gonna get those messages from the tarot, see what they have to say, get a little more insight on your particular situations. Then I'm gonna eat because I'm hungry. Let's get maybe 2 more shuffles. Spirit. Bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Cups. I like it. So it's giving me love. Um, I am getting that, again, you could have, when it comes to love, accepted offers that just were not the best offers. Hey, Monica. Yeah. But I'm also getting that you guys are like, fuck this shit. Queen of Swords. You guys are like, I'm about to like step into myself a little bit more when it comes to making those decisions, which I like. Um, yeah, definitely your friend group could be also part of that process, like making sure that you get kind of guided in the right direction, not allowing for people who automatically are like your yes man or yes woman to be like, oh yeah, fuck that. But like, no, sometimes we need to we have to, again, we have to accept things sometimes for what it really is, the reality, and not just what we want it to be. There are going to be times where it's not going to always be on other people, or we have to accept and acknowledge, again, our role that we play. So I am kind of getting that you guys might be really relying on your friend group to kind of, or people really close to you, to help you during this process as you learn how to kind of navigate this, because it is a process, right? It's very easy for us to just be that victim and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna say it was this person's fault and this person's fault." And this, like, okay, there's probably patterns, right? We got to pay attention to patterns. We have to pay attention to, our actions within these patterns. Like, what is it that we're doing? Maybe we're dating people who are, say, for instance, emotionally unavailable. There probably are signs the whole fucking time. Those of you who used to watch fucking Girlfriends, right? Remember that time when Joan, she went to the dude's house who she thought like she had like this whole relationship with, and he never was claiming her or anything. She went there with the lingerie and all of that, and then he had a bitch there. And look, in hindsight, we can be like, wait a minute, he never he never said we're in a relationship. They were never exclusive, but she thought, like, based on like they were having sex and he was over her house all the time, like all that shit, like she thinking, no, it's more to it than blah, blah. Like, no. And then this bitch goes to his house unannounced with lingerie, and he got a bitch there. Like, there were red flags across the fucking board, and your ass didn't fucking pay attention to any of them. You were trying to turn red flags into fucking green flags. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no. Gotta accept things for what it is. Okay, so this is definitely giving a love reading kind of thing. Like this is love related. The other ones were more I felt like about family or just like intrinsic value systems and things like that. This one's giving love, so kind of makes sense that I was picking up on that particular emoji for this group. All right, spirit. So tell us more for this group. The wounded heart slash healing heart energy. Thank you. The tower. See, yeah, exactly. Your asses didn't want to allow things to fucking fall. It's in the reverse. So it's like that's that avoidance because that's what we're asking about in this particular context. What have you been avoiding? You've been avoiding allowing this fucking tower to fall. So some of you guys might even still be involved with somebody loosely and knowing damn well that that shit ain't going nowhere, but you're still holding on. No, it's time to go. Let it go. Hang it up. I just heard, I think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Who's that, Teddy Pendergrass? I believe it's Teddy Pendergrass. Um, Tell us more. It's like you gotta pick up the pieces and move on, my loves. Like you can't stay in situations that you know don't work for you, and then try to play victim when you're staying in a situation that doesn't work for you. Like no, don't work like that. Sorry. What I'm not gonna do on my channel is blow smoke up your ass. I don't do that on here. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. It is what it is. These are the friends that we need, right? We need people who are gonna tell us what it is and not what we want to hear, right? So we could grow. So I'm I'm getting like friend groups are definitely gonna be probably valuable during this time because it's going to be you guys kind of really listening to your friends when they tell you what you need to actually hear, not what you want to hear. Teddy pinned her ass down. Um, Tell us more. Teddy Pendergrass was the man, though. He was also a fine motherfucker too back in the day. So I had like performing some songs, like live performances. I'm like, damn, like with like female singers, and I'm like, look at that chemistry, like really, really nice. I can see why that was like baby making music at the time. Because that was definitely a fine motherfucker right there. Ooh, too many cards. All right, spirit, tell us more. Hmm. So yeah, you're definitely about to step into hermit mode if you haven't um, done so already. I feel like some of you guys are probably kind of in this process now. Especially as you're trying to step into your power. You're just trying to figure it all out. What do you do? How do you move forward? Right? You're manifesting. Got this magician here on the bottom. Actually, for you guys, all the cards that showed up so far are all major arcana, by the way. Um, what we got on the top. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, slow and steady, right? This is going to be a process. It will take time. Like it's not going to happen overnight, and that's okay. Like don't beat yourself up for that. Allow yourself to work on this healing process because that's what's happening right now. Doing that inner work that's necessary at this time for you to understand what it all means. Where does it stem from, right? I'm honestly getting for you a lot of you guys. A lot of it just kind of stems from the fact that I'm kind of. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm getting like codependency problems and like aside from codependency, I'm kind of getting again, this is not an attack or anything like that. I hope nobody feels, singled out here or anything like that. But I'm getting like codependency slash abandonment issues. And the abandonment issues can stem from possibly childhood, is what I'm picking up on. You know, wanting somebody to like, validate your feelings and then not feeling validated. So now you're like, okay, well, you're in these romantic relationships, as you get older, and we are not getting what you need out of it or you feel you need out of it. Trying to, find, I mean, also again, like identity crisis, like trying to identify who you are, your wants, your needs outside of relationships. So I'm getting like serial daters, again, not judging, I'm getting serial daters, people who go from to relationship because they have to have that sense of validation. Like if they're not with somebody or in a relationship, they don't feel valued. And it's like being in a relationship is not what makes you valuable. Knowing who you are and standing on that, that's what makes you valuable. Acknowledging your wants and your needs, that makes you valuable. And standing on that, that makes you valuable. So being with somebody, no. Especially if it's a maladaptive fucking, behavior on your end. No. Why? Well, no. And then playing victim later. Like, no. We're getting out of that. Right? Yeah. There could be a lot of anxieties and stuff attached to that idea, right? Maybe the idea of being alone. Yeah, that's what it is. The idea of being alone. You don't want to be alone. And that's the problem. You got to work on yourself. 7-Eleven. You have to work on yourself. And you're avoiding that. And then you put it on to the next person because you're like, oh, well, if I have to sit with all these thoughts and emotions and these problems on my own, what good am I? I'm not valuable then. It doesn't work like that. That's something to really take in. I hope that makes sense. Tell us more. Wow. Knight of Cups is here again. It was the first energy that showed up, but now it's officially on the spread. So we also have Page of Cups on the bottom, Nine of Cups on the top, and Ace of Swords. You guys have to get more in tune with what it is that you want, especially when it comes to romantic relationships, because that seems to be like the pivotal thing, like the main point in your reading. Because again, you guys have been in relationships and circumstances, situationships, and all that stuff where it was not working. It was bullshit. And it's like, people offer you something, but you think it's something way more than what it actually is. It feels like they're offering you the fucking world, and then you're like, this is what the hell is this? It's something so minuscule. You have to be able to hone in on what it is that you actually want and stand by that. And you know, it's one of those things, like, because there is this sense of being flexible when it comes to like love and dating and all that. Yes, that's definitely important and it's very true. But there's this Knight of Cups coming in versus a goddamn page, right? Little stupid ass date offers that don't mean goddamn thing. You gotta see the truth in those circumstances. What's what? Because at the end of the day, yes, exactly, no breadcrumbs. We're not accepting breadcrumbs. We need more. Yep. Because at the end of the day, it's about your satisfaction overall. It's like, be like, okay, I know what I bring to the fucking table, but what do you bring to the goddamn table? I am the table, nigga. Like, if you're coming in with breadcrumbs, I don't want that. Because I already manifested this shit. And I know what I want. So if you come in on some bullshit, I'm going to get one more from here just because I feel drawn to do so. One more from here, Spirit. Like, the fuck? That's what I'm getting. Like, I'm literally seeing like the face, like the fuck. I just saw like the meme of Janet Jackson when she's in the Poetic Justice movie. Like, if you look it up, you'll find like just her face. Like, she's like, with the box braids and the little, the painter hat thing. And she's just looking at Tupac and she's like chewing her gum. She just looks away. Like, she's like, nigga, please. Like, you ain't about to come in here with no bullshit. You better come in here with a steady fucking ass offer. Fuck. One more from her, Spirit. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening with you guys who resonate with this part of the reading. Like, if you picked this pile, this is your story, and you're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, conflict. 5 of wands here. What I'm getting is let me just look at the other cards before I say what I'm about to say, but I do have like a message. Yeah. See, the World, Queen of Cups on the bottom, and middle we have the Chariot. Yeah. Moving on past anything that is causing you a sense of grief and bullshit. Like, if I'm getting like, if they have you in competition and stuff like that, fuck that. Why? For what? I've been there, so I'm not judging. But like, oh well, maybe if I suck his dick better, then maybe the relationship will go somewhere. Or if I cook him a 5-course meal every night, like no, if a nigga's gonna cheat, a nigga's gonna cheat. Most of you guys who are watching are women, so here we go, right? But if you're a guy, right, like it's like if I take her out on these expensive, extravagant ass vacations and shit like that, 411. 4 people, well, it just changed, but yeah, there were 4 people and 11 likes, and info, right? I heard intel. Um, it's like, fuck that. Like, you don't have to shift and change your whole self to pacify somebody. And if that's where it gets down to, that's where the conflict comes in. Because now it's like a battle of the heart. It's like, do I stay in a situation that is siren in the background? You're probably not going to hear it, but like, am I going to allow myself to stay in a situation in which it's getting closer? I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's still too far out of range. You're not going to pick up on that, but I can hear it. It's probably about like maybe like 3 or 4 blocks away, but I guess it's kind of open, so I can hear it still. But anyway, besides the point. Yeah, it's like the conflict becomes like, okay, a matter of the heart. Like, do I stay in situations in which that don't fulfill me emotionally while I'm sitting here trying to pacify another person? Like, nah. Like Lati just said from Tears and Wheat Tarot show, like, yeah, no leaving fucking breadcrumbs. We're not doing that. So you gotta ask yourself that question. Like, what does that even look and mean? Like, what does it look like? What does it mean to me? Because you can't, stay in those situations. You just can't do that. As we see intimate relationships and teamwork. Um, your intimate relationships are deepening, creating strong emotional connections that provide security and fulfillment. But on the flip side, because we are talking about the shadow, right? Issues within intimate relationships are causing confusion, exactly, or disappointment, emotional distance, or unspoken needs may be present. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. With it pairing up with this teamwork card, it says collaboration and teamwork are key to achieving your goals. You work well with each other, respecting and supporting each other. But the shadow aspect of that is disagreements, which kind of goes back to what we were just saying. Disagreements and misunderstandings in teamwork are slowing progress. It's time to realign strategies and expectations. So there's a disconnect there when it comes to romantic relationships. Right? We're gonna get like maybe 2 cards to close out, and that will be it. How are we looking on time? I think I might just do a quick little collective message for you guys, and then that will be it. You don't have to stay for that if you don't want to, but if you would like, you can stay and check that out as well. There could be something in that message for you. And yeah. But for those of you who have been here, thank you. If you tapped in at any given point or another throughout this reading, I greatly appreciate all of you for doing so. I hope that you got a message out of this. um, even if like the one that you initially picked, maybe you had to look at another one. It happens. But I do hope that you got either way something out of this. I greatly appreciate you guys. We have family here on the bottom. Harmony and support in your family relationships provide a solid foundation in your life. You feel safe and happy. But the shadow of this is uninvolved. Sorry, I said uninvolved. It says unresolved issues or emotional conflicts within the family are causing stress. It's time to confront these issues. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is definitely about, yeah, the power of, being able to use your voice in these circumstances and being able to address things. Just might feel very fearful about that. But it's time. Family is here. Wow. That's crazy. That's so crazy because it just came right back out. Came right back out. Unresolved issues with family or people who you feel like are like family um, aspects within your dynamic. Wow. One more. Spirit, you guys are crazy, man. Intimate relationships came right back out. Right back out. Wow. Bottom of the deck, success. Um, career success is within reach. Your hard work and dedication are being rewarded, and significant progress is being made. Shadow aspect of this, obstacles you may be delaying. Sorry, obstacles may be delaying your success, or you may feel burned out by the pursuit of achievement, neglecting other important areas of life. Interesting. Romance on the top of the deck. I'm also getting like there's like a juxtaposition between like your career and then romance. Um, Maybe learning how to separate the two because sometimes they could kind of overlap, but understanding in this case they do want you to try to keep those things very separate. Easier said than done. I can understand in some cases. Romantic energy is flowing, bringing sweetness and tenderness to your relationship. New sparks are flying. The shadow aspect of this is romance is dimming under the weight of daily life, or expressions of love are being neglected. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And belief. Strong beliefs are guiding you, helping you to overcome challenges and stay true to your path. Your inner your inner faith is your strength. In the shadow aspect, your beliefs may be wavering or you're struggling to hold on to your faith in something important, leading to confusion. We talked about that, right? Conflict within self, conflict in relationships around you. Wow. I mean, literally, the things that we were picking up on before are coming out. I just realized I meant to read from this prior to getting that last advice piece, but let's get a card from the brutally honest messages, and then we're gonna look into a quick collective message, very quick, and then that will be the end of the reading. I do again hope that you guys have been enjoying this reading. And if you missed your emoji, I will be posting this up in a little bit, and you will be able to come back and look at the timestamps and watch that reading and go from there. If you would like to watch all of them, you can. Some of them kind of definitely piggyback off of each other, but yeah, that's all up to you. um, we have those haters are admirers. Send them an autograph. Interesting. So there are people who kind of like hate on your energy, like you know. And the thing is, it's like I'm also kind of getting like, especially like, and that's crazy as fuck. Like I'm having a hard time even getting the words out. As you step into your power, it's like a person in your energy, possibly a romantic partner for some, that's what they can't stand is the fact that you're so powerful. Like you're like they admire it, but they hate it all at the same time. And it's like, let's get one more from here. And it's wild as fuck to me because it's like, damn, like you would hope that your partner, the person you're with or whatever, like would, you know, be happy for you, but that's not always the way it works. It's very unfortunate because it happens a lot. It happens way more often than we would. Don't water yourself down because they can't handle your authenticity. Let those losers choke. Yeah, fuck it. It is what it is. Like if you're doing what you're doing and they don't like it, that sounds like a really fucking personal fucking problem. So keep on stepping into your power. Stop creating false scenarios. We saw a card like this earlier, or the same card for another group. I think it was the previous group. Stop creating false scenarios that may not happen. Just do the damn thing. Can't even get my words out. Don't be fooled. They didn't change. This also came out before. You want to see if they can still have access to you. Yeah, you definitely gotta be careful with this energy, man. They never. Whoa. Same cards. damn. I'm telling you, there's a piggyback energy here. Like, other, like, there's overlaps. So, some of you guys, if you felt like this wasn't one of those messages, weren't your message, if you check on other ones, it could be your message. That's what I'm getting. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear these cards out real quick, and then I am going to do a quick little collective, very quick, nothing crazy. If you would like to stick around for that, you can. If you don't, perfectly okay. But again, I do hope whatever message you ended up watching resonated with you. If you would like to, like, you know, go back and forth throughout the reading as I'm still reading right now, you could do that. Um, that is all up to you. If you would like to, like if you missed your reading, um, I will be posting this up in a little bit, probably within the next, I would say, 20 minutes or so, if that. Um, so yeah, when I post it up, I would say hit the subscription and subscription button and the notification bell. That way you know when I do post it up. But yeah, it should be in a little bit. That way you could go back and watch them, and I'm gonna have the timestamps and all that good stuff. All right, so enough rambling. Clear energy again. All right, Spirit. This message now is going to be for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good as a last message to round everything up. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so we have, I think this deck is upside down. So we have Heart Home, Compassion along, oh wow. Jeez. Okay, that's pretty heavy. Along with Root Girl, the disowned self. So basically, as we split the deck, they really want you guys to practice self-compassion. I'm getting like abandonment issues and stuff like that, which I did pick up on for another part of the readings. But yeah, whew, that felt really strong, really strong. I think you guys tend to like beat yourselves up a lot, and they really want you guys to understand that this is something that stems so far back that this isn't even like a you problem. This is, I mean, it's a you problem in the sense of you're dealing with the ramifications of it, but there have been other people in your life, especially when you were younger, that have essentially, I hate the word caused, but let's say contributed to this sense of abandonment and whatnot. And they really want you to just have self-compassion. I hope that makes sense. Um, that was, I didn't know where it was gonna go, but again, I'm hoping that if you decide to stick around, that this message does resonate with you, because that was something. Okay, so let's get like maybe 3 cards from here. Covenant. Sacred contract. It's in the reverse. It's giving like you're closing out a contract. Closing out a contract that no longer serves you is what I'm getting. Yeah. You're in the process of working on yourself. Detox, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. It's in the reverse, so it's giving me like it's in the process. It hasn't quite happened yet, but there's going to be a sense of healing. You're working on your healing journey, and it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, exactly. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Another one that's kind of like in the reverse. Maybe the deck was not in the reverse. I thought it was, but it was not. But the point of the matter is, either way, there's emphasis on these particular cards. I'm also getting Violet Flame. So this could be like the catalyst of change for some of you who end up resonating. All right, so I guess let's get like maybe 3 from here. I might not even pull any tarot. Maybe just the and read intuitively from there. Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. Yeah. analyzing, right? Understanding the circumstances that you've been in and seeing the truth in your circumstances as well as the lesson behind it is what I'm kind of getting. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility, along with will of the wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, as we're talking about shadow work for this reading, huh? As you rise above your circumstances, right, and see things for what they really are, you're opening up a whole new door of opportunities for yourself. And the whole key is like really just seeing really what all these things meant in your life with and as to why you went through them. It explains why, or it kind of piggybacks off of what all this was about, which was about shadow work. So it's like understanding that even when things are hard and we're going through all these different trials and tribulations of our lives, or we're, masking ourselves when it comes to what we really need to pay attention to, right? The things that we ignore or try to, turn a blind eye to. They're like, when we understand the shadows that are around us and within ourselves, that's when we start to see the changes happen. So this is about acknowledgement. Hope that makes sense so far. And we have a tidy house, clarity and organization. I'm getting cleansing energy. This might be a time to like literally like clean up your act, clean up shop. Like I'm also getting, this is separate, but somebody validated this on one of the more recent readings I've done. I was picking up on knee pain. For somebody, this is what I'm picking up on. If you're having a hard time with, because this is like now, this is like very concrete. This is not gonna be for everybody. Because I was picking up on more of an intuitive message, but this is more specific. Um, Somebody might be having a hard time with like keeping up with like daily chores and things like that, and like their home and stuff like that, because they're literally in physical pain. Um, that can be very daunting, obviously. Like if you're going through something when it comes to physical pain, makes it very hard to keep things up. But don't beat yourself up about that. Again, this seems like a little bit more of a specific message. That's not gonna be for everybody, but I definitely was picking up on knee pain and joint pain in general, like arthritis and stuff like that. Or just physically feeling like you just can't do stuff. But they're letting you know, like, take it easy, do what you can. You know what I mean? Maybe set up like a little chore list for yourself and give yourself a certain amount of time to do those things that are within reason. And then every time you accomplish those things, check them off your list. It's like a reward. This is what I'm picking up on. It's like a reward process for yourself where you're gonna feel a little more energized. I have to do that for myself sometimes. Like, and I actually use an app called Finch, which I absolutely love. It's like a little virtual pet that you take care of or whatever. And every time you do stuff like that, needs to be done and stuff, like it's a self care kind of app thing. And it allows you to like feel rewarded for the things that you do and acknowledge it. 'Cause sometimes, like a lot of us, we beat ourselves up for the things that we didn't do as opposed to rewarding ourselves or feeling good about the things that we did. That's what I'm picking up on. So don't beat yourself up for the things you feel like you can't do. Put things into smaller chunks and then go from there. That's what I'm getting. That's very specific. That's not going to be for everybody. But the other message I'm getting is this is more just about overall just uprooting of everything, cleansing your space, cleansing yourself, getting rid of things that no longer serve you, like literally physical things, or just, things in your life that you've been wanting to kind of improve and work on, and doing that as well, getting organized, planning things out in your life. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, taking it as it comes. And it's easier said than done because it's one of those kind of things where it's like, especially if you are an organized person. I'm getting air sign energy on this. If you're a very organized person, when things are not going the way that you want them to go, it makes you feel crappy about yourself. And it's like, okay, well, you know, don't beat yourself up. Take things in stride and do things in chunks, smaller chunks, break things down into realistic goals, and then go from there, is what I'm picking up on. Again, I hope that resonates with somebody because that was very specific. That's not going to be for everyone. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. See, yeah, you're moving on. You're moving past things that you feel a little bit stuck about. Moving out of those situations. Wow. Watchers, transpersonal. I'm also getting this could be a time to rely on other people outside of yourself, people and other things as well. Like, so, maybe look closer to source or God, whatever you believe in, the universe, so on and so forth. Because there are times where we can't do everything by ourselves, right? And, during those processes, it's important to be able to, realize that it's okay to not be able to do everything on your own. Asking for help is okay, is what I'm kind of picking up on with that. Um, let's get maybe one more card. Let's see. Um, from a different deck. I'm thinking these. I'll guide it to these. Let's get like one card out of here, and then I think that will be it. Again, I do hope that if you did get to see your emoji reading, I hope it resonated, and if it didn't, if you feel up to it, you could check out the other ones to see if those resonate more with you. Some of them, could piggyback off of each other, and you'll be like, "Oh shit, this feels like the other reading that I picked." So, you know, just go from there. And I just see approval while I was shuffling. Don't seek outside validation. Fuck that shit. But yeah, let's get one more shuffle. So this was definitely fun. I'm gonna post this up in a moment and with the timestamps and everything. All right, so we have um, time to lighten up. You may be taking life too seriously. Here on the bottom of the deck. One of those things, right? All right, so let's get one card. Just one card to close out this reading for the collective spirit. To close out this whole thing. What does the collective need to know? There is the most accurate message, please, and thank you. Mentor. Interesting. Ooh. Oh, there's two cards. Okay, what is it? Mentor and... Ooh. Okay. Now, this doesn't necessarily piggyback too much off of what we've seen, but this could be for somebody in particular. So we're going to take it. So we have Mentor. It says, you are about to meet a person of high integrity who will guide you in the right direction. Wow. Well, I did talk about like seeking help outside of yourself. I did mention that. We also have entrepreneur. It says, be on the lookout for exciting business opportunities to unfold. So that could be one of the things that you're trying to seek help about. Um, I wasn't really picking up on that initially, but I mean, everybody's got different stuff going on. So some of you might resonate with the idea of, maybe seeking counsel when it comes to starting a business or something like that. You might have some ideas that you want to pursue. Let's get one more. That seems very specific though. But in general, I do feel like the overall message there, even though those cards came out together, I think the main thing is them kind of validating what we were just talking about it's okay to seek slash accept help outside of yourself. You can't do everything on your own. And two cards came out again. Thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. We have self-sabotage. You may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. Exactly. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Along with source, as I was saying, connecting with something outside of yourself, whether it's people close to you or something up there, outside of you. Your connection to source is the light and love that shines through you and leads the way. You can't make this up even if you wanted to. I'm just telling you. Like, as we're closing out this part of the reading, like, come on now. Spiritual growth. You are currently experiencing a lesson required for your spiritual evolution. I wanted to say soul's evolution, along with wishful thinking. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. Yes. Middle of the deck we have judgment. You are being asked to let go of all judgments and forgive those who judge you. I think, and it's in the reverse in the middle of the deck. So I'm getting that you guys are actually more judgmental of yourself than anybody else. And that's why that self-sabotage energy is also there. Like, yeah. Hang that shit up, guys. Hang it up. All right. So with all that said, my loves, thank you for, being here for the past, 2+ hours or however long you stayed on for. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate all of you. And like I said, if you're new and haven't done so already, definitely hit that subscribe button and that like button. Would greatly appreciate it. Hit some reactions real quick before we close this out all together as well, if you don't mind. And yeah, so like if you did miss your particular pick an emoji reading, I am about to post this up in a moment. I'm gonna have the timestamps and everything, and you can always go back and watch. And if you feel like it didn't resonate with you, you always check out the other ones because sometimes it's just kind of be how it is. And for some of you, more than one message might resonate. So, it could, vary from person to person. So, with all that said, I love you guys. And until next time, tomorrow's Friday, right? Maybe Saturday. So, until next time, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your evening and the rest of your work week and all that good stuff. And yeah, I will see you guys and talk to you guys soon. Post this up in a moment. I love you guys. Mwah.